What's going on, everyone? Hello, hello, hello. Shouts to everyone in the chat. How are we doing today? Early stream today, 4:30. Bright and breezy in America in some places, I would imagine. What's up, Jordan? What's up? I can't read your names. Oh, Higo. Shouts to Higo in the chat. Congratulations on Tuesday, mate. Very well done. Winner of the remix competition. For those who weren't tuned in, Higo absolutely nailed it. First prize. What's good, all the mods? Hello, subscribers. Happy Thursday, everyone. You've just joined Twitch for us. Thank you, Carol LG. Good move. We're the best damn thing on Twitch. Actually, don't know. I haven't watched much Twitch, but we are here. Let's go to the market. What are you buying at the market today, Howard?
Oh, you know, plums and the like.
Plums and the like?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
As long as they're like, I want at least 20% off when I get my plums.
That's reasonable.
Yeah, I'm a reasonable guy.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for subscribing, Captain Cayenne. Cayenne? Like cayenne pepper? I like cayenne pepper. Pretty damn hot.
Captain Cayenne must be really hot.
Must be a big tolerance, big spice tolerance going on there.
Get your plums out.
It's pretty rude, mate. I'm just going to test this, just see if it plays.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty intense.
The project today it barely works. The CPU
The CPU is pretty
is
intense.
so high.
We seem all right, though.
It's hitting like 99% all
We got
the
a
time.
few dropped frames there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a throw and go today. Throw and go and hope for the best. But it's all right. That's only when you play the whole thing at once, which we're not going to be doing. So.
I'm just doing little bits, I suppose, yeah.
Coffee ID. It's a coffee oat milk latte. Yeah.
Shouts to Trade Coffee.
Shouts to Trade Coffee.
Yeah.
I also like All Press.
Big fan.
All Press and Trade. Best coffee in London, as far as I'm concerned.
Let's stop doing coffee shout-outs now and maybe...
that only requires one, I would say.
Should we do a short Q&A or should we jump straight in?
Yeah, we can do like 10 minutes of saying hello. I think it's only polite.
What do you guys want? What do you want us to talk about? Dinner ID. I'm not having dinner.
Hello, Nick Wax. Thanks for subscribing. Oat milk, such a hippie. Yeah, fair enough. I don't agree with dairy, so I've got to choose some milk.
Are you familiar with Robert Glasper? Yeah, of course. Amazing.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Amazing jazz keyboard player. I love Afro Blue, is it? With Erykah Badu and Robert. That's
I think they did a version of it, yeah.
Absolutely dope.
Omen is still a banger. Thanks.
Is soy milk better than almond milk?
No.
I don't think so. No. And I don't think it's that good for you either, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They chop down rainforests to grow the soy as well. It's not great.
It's not great. I haven't actually checked whether the share screen is...
Favorite drum machine ever.
Right. I'm just going to do that.
For me, it's going to be different for Guy. For me, it's definitely Korg Mini Pops.
Oh, yeah, it's massive chat.
I can't stop listening to Korg Mini Pops.
Shall I leave?
Yeah, it's a big chat.
Shall I leave the chat? That's from when we did the competition. Shall I just leave it?
Yeah, just
that
leave
massive?
it. Who cares? Yeah.
It'll cover up quite a lot of Logic's my only concern.
Yeah.
I might just reduce the height a little bit.
All right.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Nerd. When is the Grab Her breakdown? Don't know. At some point. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's a pretty simple project, Grab Her. There's not that much going on. It wouldn't take that long.
Let's try that. Hey, that's a little bit more reasonable.
How hard grows oats on his farm? I don't. But I should. It's a good idea.
Yeah, that's still quite tall, but whatever. It'll work.
Meet and greets. No, we're not doing meet and greets. There's a pandemic.
That's true, yeah. No. Eventually, one day. Do you know 106 or 60? I mean, we have the 106 in this room.
I favour the 106 because of the MIDI that you can
I used to use the 60 on stage because it has an ARP. The 106 doesn't have an ARP.
Yeah, that's the plus side.
I used to, how I'd be doing chords. We had this techno section of the show once where it would just be like completely, like no track. It was just all live. Be my 808 drum machine. Howard doing the Moog bass, and then me on the Juno, and I would just use the Juno for doing crazy chords on an ARP and changing the speed and
And
going
I
through
would just
delay.
be going like, wah, wah.
Yeah, and you're doing mad cut off on the Moog.
Yeah.
That Moog.
Ricky Martin guest appearance. Yeah, we will do that. I don't know
you bring
how.
a chicken up to London?
No, but I'll just do it from down there.
With no Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, there's some. I might be
There's a
able to
way.
FaceTime you. I just won't be able to do like a Twitch stream. I'll FaceTime you with Ricky, and then you can be on Twitch.
Yeah. There's a way of getting it done. There's a way of doing it.
Yeah. I could drive Ricky to the nearest town, get some signal. They probably wouldn't bat an eyelid. Would you ever collaborate with Ant and Dec?
No.
In what
way?
sense?
Yeah.
Like, do they sing, or what are you thinking for that? I don't understand.
Yeah.
I'm open to it so far.
I'm not.
All right.
Yeah, I'm not.
Guy's not a fan of Ant and Dec.
Their foreheads scare me.
Do you have large foreheads?
Enormous foreheads.
Yeah.
Although mine looks kind of big on this.
You need big foreheads for TV, man. You need a big face. What you drinking? How? Water. Big forehead energy.
BFE.
Yeah, we will do a breakdown of Lavender at some point.
Yeah, we'll get Channel on the stream too. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Channel's always a good laugh.
I sent Channel a text like 3 days ago, and it still hasn't delivered.
Oh.
Hope he's all right.
Yeah, he just he told me he doesn't like you.
He just blocked.
Straight
Fair
up
enough.
blocked you, yeah.
All right, fine.
Nah, you're cool. You're cool.
Yeah, we must be cool.
I think so. I might just restart Logic, and see if that makes a difference with this project. I'm going to save it, and it's just been very CPU heavy today. Save as. Big tune.
Do you say pecan or pecan? I say pecan. What do you say?
Pecan.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100% pecan. Guy looking tired today. Yeah, I actually am. But it's okay. I was just knackered since we did the stream, man. That was a long night. 4.5 hours of like listening to all your remixes. I was knackered yesterday. I'm so glad we did it. Like, it was so fun. But yeah, I'm definitely a little. This will help.
You got a nice coffee going.
It'll be fine.
How do you link Macs together for live sets in case one fails? I don't know. We definitely did do that, but we had a tech guy that helped us do all that stuff. I can't remember. There's something. It's very clever. It's like if one fails, the other one kicks in a millisecond later, and it just does nothing. You don't even notice it's happened.
It was something to do with. Well, we had like 4 MacBooks.
Yeah, so we had one backup each.
Yeah, we have an A system and a B system, and I remember the tech guy saying you could pour a drink over the first Mac, and it would die, and then the next one would kick into gear.
Off stage.
They're both off stage. Yeah, we didn't want MacBooks on stage at the end. By the end of it, we got a bit bored of having laptops up there, and it was just stressful. Like if someone lobbed a drink from the crowd or whatever, that's kind of game over. So we put them both off stage, and just have like a monitor, a little screen in front of us instead. But yeah, you could pour a drink over one, and then B system would kick in, and I think all you'd hear in the PA was like a little, tiny little change.
Yeah.
So they'd both have the same project, both have the same inputs. Everything going into Ableton, so you press play on one and they would both roll. So I don't know how they linked it all up like that though. It was a pretty awesome system.
Yeah.
And yeah, pretty foolproof.
It was way more professional than when we were doing it ourselves.
Oh god.
Where we just had everything in one laptop, which was very precariously on the corner of the table.
Yeah.
We were like rocking it backwards and forwards.
Well, that happened once. We went on stage to do a show really early days, like back in the start, and it was in a tent. It was raining outside, and the tent had a hole in it in the roof, and the hole gave way and a load of water just went psh, all over the whole table, and we still tried to play, but just no noises were really coming out. It all sounded really crazy. The phase was just like all over the place. And
yeah.
In the end, we just said, look, sorry crowd, we're just going to stop and we'll just come into the crowd and hang out. So we just hung out in the crowd with everyone.
Did you ever need the backup MacBook? Yeah, we did. Yeah. Like occasionally on my Mac, I basically just had main stage, which is like just allows you to play all the software instruments within Logic, but with much less CPU, so it goes wrong less. But occasionally that would crash if I had loads of effects on it and I was like using a controller.
Very rarely, though.
It was super rare.
Super reliable.
But it would literally it would say like system overload, and it would carry on being fine because it would switch to the other Mac, and then our tech guy would run on stage while I was playing, click OK, and then it would switch back to the original one. And a lot of the time I wouldn't even notice. He would just tell me after the show, like, oh yeah, I had to run on stage to fix that. He just came behind me.
Yeah. All right, this project's looking a little better now. Not much, but it's going to be fine. It'll work. So yeah, today, guys, we're going to run through Birthday, the second to last song on our new album, Energy. We're going to take it apart like we always do. Howard will show you the harmony and the chords. We'll give you some backstory on how it came to be. And that's it for today. We're not going to make any music, I don't think. Yeah, got things to do, people to see.
Places to be.
Places to be, yeah. It's convenient.
Hey.
Stop that one.
Ooh.
Let's move it on to the OG version.
Who wrote lyrics for Birthday? Me and Syd wrote.
Here it is.
Nearly all of it. And then Kehlani wrote her section on her own because we weren't there for that bit. But yeah, me and Syd wrote the chorus and all the other bits on the day that we wrote the whole song.
Yeah. Will you do the VIP version? Not today, but yeah, we'll do that maybe next time. I can't do the MJ Cole version because he made it, so I don't have that one. You'll have to ask MJ Cole. Don't know if he's on Twitch or not. I don't think he is, but maybe we can get him on.
Yeah,
that'd be nice.
So yeah, we wrote this song 3 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. It's definitely the oldest one. It's probably the oldest one on the record.
Yeah, apart from maybe one of the interludes, but yeah.
Yeah, it's been around for a long time. And yeah, so we wrote it originally with Syd, like I say, and she was on both verses. And then at the end of the session, we said, like, we would love to get someone on the second verse and make it a duet just because of the song being about someone specific, and then they could answer in the second verse. So we had a few ideas of who we wanted, but then Syd was like, how about Kehlani? And we were like, oh yeah, that would be amazing, but like, we don't know her. And she was like, oh, that's cool, I'll do it. And people often say stuff like that in sessions, like, oh, well, I'll get this person on, and then it never happens. But yeah, like 2 weeks later, she just sent it us in an email, and Kehlani killed it. Like, we don't normally like working with people remotely like that, like just sending them something and being like, write to this and send it back. Like, we always get in the room with people and write from scratch with them. So this is an exception, really. Like, we don't normally work like that at all. But Kehlani just killed it so much, man. Like, she nailed it melodically. She nailed actually singing it. But more than anything, she understood what the song was about, and like the sentiment of what she said fit the song perfectly. Yeah, it was ideal. I didn't want to change one thing when she sent it back, which is never normally the case with working with someone remotely. Which is why we don't normally do it. But yeah, Kehlani killed it, man.
That's right. Someone said, who were the other options? There weren't any. It was the first person Syd suggested, and we were like, hell yeah, please make that happen. And it did. Like, yeah, within 3 weeks maybe. Of it
I
being
remember
said.
thinking Frank Ocean would have been cool as well. Yeah. I was like, let's get Frank, and then she was like, no, it's got to be a girl. And we were like, oh, okay, cool. Who then? And she was like, Kehlani. We were like, that works.
That yeah. No, Kehlani. Thank you for doing it, Kehlani, if you ever see this. And thank you, Syd, as well. Syd was amazing in the studio. For those who don't know, Syd from the band The Internet. She also used to be Odd Future's DJ on tour for a while, and she's produced a bunch of songs for various members of the Odd Future crew. And yeah, she had some great stories about that in the studio. But the thing we were impressed with mostly was that she was, at the computer herself, with a mic like this and the Neve and the compressors, and she was recording her own vocal. She knew what she wanted, knew once we'd had it kind of jammed it out and knew roughly what we were going to do. She was very hands-on and very proficient at working all of the gear because she'd worked in studios before. So that was very unique.
That's never happened with a singer before, I don't think.
No.
Maybe like
Step aside, guy. I've got this.
Ed McFarlane.
Even he was like, I want to take it away and do it myself, but not in the room.
Yeah,
she
that's
was
right. That's right.
Perfectly comfortable to just, we were on the couch and headphones on, and
especially as it was Pro Tools and she's used to doing Pro Tools.
It was great. It was like we could really concentrate on every word and inflection she was doing and comment on what we did and didn't like. And I mean, there wasn't much we didn't like, to be honest. She's so good. And it was just a really nice, relaxing
That's
afternoon.
Actually something worth saying is like when we're working, especially in America, we'll do like what we normally do, like what you've seen us do on Twitch. But then when it comes to actually recording the vocals, we'll often switch to Pro Tools and let like the engineer press record and not record so we can concentrate on actually guiding the vocalist and saying feedback, constructive feedback and things. And then we'll bounce it out of Pro Tools back into Logic as soon as it's done, and we'll finish it in there.
We used to do that for almost every session. This album we did it less and less, but when you're with someone like Syd who knows Pro Tools like the back of her hand, you know, absolutely happy to just let her get on with it.
Yeah, we don't really know Pro Tools. We suck at Pro Tools.
I just don't know any of the shortcuts or whatever. Yeah. It's very good at recording audio, but yeah, never learnt it. Syd is very good at it though. All right, should we get into it?
Sure.
Chords first, Howard?
Yeah.
Do you want to give them a rundown?
Yeah, I think I remember them.
Whole song starts with chords. So there's the MIDI. So the classic little sine wave bleeps from the Logic vocoder. And yeah, going through quite a lot of plugins here, but I'll let Howard talk you through the chords first.
Yeah, so they're really simple chords. I think the way they came about was we were looking for a sound to use as... Oh, the delay is really bad. A sound to use as the pad for the song before we'd even started writing it. And Guy was like, can you just play something on the keyboard so that I can choose the sound? And while he was cycling through the sounds, I came up with these chords. Because I just thought they went round quite nicely, and it resolves quite nicely at the end to that weird chord. And yeah, and then everything kind of came from that. Like, we put those in, and then he put that little melody, and that kind of informed everything else. You know, the bass line. It all came from that. And yeah, I think I literally played it in while Guy was choosing the sound. We stuck it on loop, and then me and Syd started writing. And I think the first thing that came was the chorus melody before anything else.
Do you want to just say like what chords they are?
Yeah,
I mean, it says it on Logic.
It's pretty
at the top
basic
when you play it.
Yeah. So yeah, C minor 7, F minor 7, A flat major 9, and what's this?
G7.
Yeah, dominant 7. Yeah, pretty basic stuff, man. We normally like do some crazier chords than that.
Well, there is crazier chords in the middle 8.
Oh yeah.
So do you want to break that down? Here's the MIDI, everyone, for the breaking down into the middle 8.
There's that, right?
Octave below, but yeah.
And then
at the end, it does a little key change. Yeah. That's the best bit.
Those ones. Yeah, they get a bit crazier. So it's, yeah, those ones are pretty basic. They're just major 7ths. We just go down in a chromatic thing. That happens a few times.
Yeah.
And then it switches to minor 7ths in a different key. That's a bit of a weird one.
F sharp minor major.
That one.
Yeah, F sharp minor major 7.
Yeah, it's a weird chord. And then it does like this turnaround. And then you're back to the original.
So would you call that a key change momentarily, or are you just sort of...
To be honest, I don't know. I don't know if it's a key change.
It's definitely to my ear, it is. It's just so momentary that it's obviously, like you said, a lead-in. But
yeah,
it feels more key
like
changey than just like holding an augmented chord or there's some chords that come up obviously with notes that aren't in the key that feel like they need to resolve. But that is like an actual section that moves.
Yeah. There's definitely loads of notes that aren't in the key within that section.
People going, minor, major, question mark? It is a thing.
Is it? Yeah.
Minor, major.
Yeah, I think it does.
You didn't do it that time, but yeah.
That's what happens, right? Right. Yeah. Some weird shit going on.
Should we just play it and you can
go on.
You can hear those go by. middle 8. So you can see most of that's like not quantized. Just to keep it natural. There you go. I love that, man. I think that's my favorite link-up section you've ever made. It's so it just flows so naturally, and it is classic sounding, but you wouldn't expect it to come in when it does in this song. You know,
Yeah.
It's very R&B, obviously, but I think that section is actually what makes this song. Why people say it's so R&B, other than obviously their voices sounding.
Yeah,
like
maybe.
Brandy and Aaliyah.
It's pretty complicated, that section, and I kind of wanted it to be, because the rest of the song is so simple harmonically, that I thought it would be nice to take it somewhere else. And the reason that middle 8 came about was because of a conversation that we had with Pharrell. Name drop. Straight up. Just, yeah. Yeah, we had a session with Pharrell once. It was really cool. Like, we learned a lot from it, and he's awesome. And yeah, I was talking to him about like how he got into using all these jazzy chords that he does, you know, in songs like Beautiful, and like, you know, loads of his tunes have like really jazzy chords in the whole way through. And he said he grew up listening to, you know, like Motown and that kind of era of tunes where the chords are super basic most of the time, and then you get to the middle 8 and there's this like incredible section where the chords go all like 90, and he was like, he just loved it. He always like fast forwarded songs to that bit, which is the same as me, you know, like listening to, I don't know, like Stevie Wonder songs and stuff. Like, there's always this beautiful moment like halfway through the song where it goes crazy harmonically, and so I just wanted to kind of do our version of that, where we kept the chords simple and humble and like restrained for most of the song, and concentrated more on the melodies, and then take it to a middle 8 where you don't concentrate on the melodies and you do more on the chords, because, you know, the melodies that are being sung in this bit are very much just ad-libs, like they weren't planned at all, and we just stuck like oohs and ahs over the chords to accentuate them.
Yeah, there's a lot of BVs and harmonies in this tune, as
Yeah.
you can see. I mean, there's even more in here in this middle 8. Bam, rainbow. So, yeah, we'll have a look through all those later. I might make this a bit smaller. Sweet. Okay, well, we're on the chords, so let's continue with chords. So, yeah, that's the kind of classic Disclosure sine wave thingy. I'll take all these plugins off, turn that back on. Let me take some of this off the master. Actually, no, I'll leave the masters on. So, yeah. Starting with the Logic vocoder, you guys have seen us use that a load of times. It just does sine waves. If you put it on this mode, number 49 here and 0 up here, it literally just does sine waves. Any synth doing sine waves is just kind of fine. They all have obviously different attack and release kind of sounds, but yeah.
I like this one because you can add the white noise to it.
Yeah, it's got this lovely white noise to it, and you can fade between white and blue.
Yeah.
Been using it since day one. I don't think we'll ever stop. Yeah, just nice kind of almost Prophet 5, Prophet 6 noise sound. That's what I get from it anyway. You know, even though it is a vocoder, we're not using that section of it. We've just got it in synth mode there. So that's your go-to. I remember when Tom Misch was round, we showed him that, and he was like, oh. And then I saw him do what's one of those things, make a beat in 10 minutes on Fact Mag or something. Well, and you could just see the patch here, and it just said Disclosure signs.
Okay, at least we got a credit.
Product. Yeah, we got credit, 100%. Yeah, shouts to Tom Misch for using the synth. That's going through a DBX 160. Just a bit of compression. It's not doing much. I just wanted it. I wanted to make sure that it, you know, these two notes here shone through at the same volume. They were getting a bit lost before, so yeah. Bit of saturation just to give it some character, and a bit more volume. And then even more compression, and this one was kind of more to lengthen out the notes a bit. I felt they were just kind of going like vloom, vloom, but I wanted them to go more like vloom, vloom. So just gives it a bit more of a longer tail. Yeah, nice slow attack there, so you're getting a nice little bite at the start of it as well. Then we're going into Decimort, which is a bit crusher, and that's giving it some sizzle on the top. So if I turn it up, that buzzy sound. I mean, this is kind of just your go-to Disclosure sign patch. I haven't really changed it much. We wanted this song to have a sense of familiarity about it, and it's one of the oldest songs on the album too. So maybe that's why it's still a little R&B vibe, because it was, closer to Crackle than it is to where we are now. So
I think, like I said earlier, the first melody that came was the chorus, the da 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 da, which is so like pentatonic, which is such a classic R&B thing. Like R&B melodies always start with like da 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 da. So we just switched it around a bit, but it's so classic R&B, that melody. Yeah,
for sure.
You can't not think R&B when you sing that.
Bit of delay and reverb. These are automated throughout, I think, for rise and falls and things like that. Just giving it space. Yeah, you guys have seen those a million times. And it's getting sidechained with the kick when the kick comes in. That's about it. That sound is layered up with some clunky sounds which we got from Keyscape. There's a cool function on Keyscape where you can, there's two knobs on it. One is for tone, like the actual sound of a keyboard, and then the other one is I can't remember what it's called now. I'd have to open it, but it basically is, what they've done is record the inside of a keyboard, and then they've stuck a mic over the keys.
It's like a toy piano, right?
For any of the sounds, a Rhodes or a piano or whatever, they've just stuck a mic over the person's hands, and so if you turn entirely down like the tone knob, you're left with just like kind of that kind of sound. So that's what's doing this, I'm pretty sure. Clunks.
Yeah, this one was specifically from toy piano. Yeah.
So you can still hear the notes a little bit, but it's mostly just clatter. But layered in with the sign, it's actually really nice. And I remember I copied the MIDI down to Keyscape like that, and then I just selected it all. And I did transform and I humanized it. Humanize just basically messes it up. If you keep hitting operate, keep hitting that button just there, it'll just continuously mess the MIDI up incrementally. So you see they're all just a bit off and randomly off as well.
I think I also just played them a bit
maybe
as well.
Maybe. Yeah, I would have done it even worse than you played it.
Yeah, definitely.
I really wanted it to flam all around the sound. That was an important part. I'll turn off this AC. I can never get the AC right in here. It's either hot or cold.
Yeah.
There's another plucked thing here. I think that might go with the other. Yeah, it's just backing it up. Same kind of thing. I think that's Omnisphere actually. There's a sound on Omnisphere called it's like a kalimba, but it's being plucked with a coin.
Like a thumb piano type thing.
There's a bunch of kalimbas on Omnisphere, and it's one of those.
This sounds like it has a phaser on it or something. Is this going through?
It might have, but I've bounced it to audio, so I'm not sure.
What's bus for?
Oh yeah, rotocab.
Oh, rotocab.
It's got a little rotocab. It's just got lots of delay, but it's been bounced into the audio. If I unhide stuff, then yeah, now we're going to get into clippy mode. But yeah, there it is, Omnisphere. It had the rotocab on as well when I did it. Yeah, you guys don't need to see that. So yeah, and that's the chorus section there, or that's just second half of the first verse. So yeah, all those together, nice pretty pad. I love this. Sorry for noob. This is Logic, yeah? Yeah, man. This is definitely Logic. 100%. Moving on. Next synth that you hear is one of my favorite parts of this song. It's this little melody line that Howard wrote that we put on the Poly 6. For me, it's very string-like. It's kind of like what you'd expect a little violin string section to do alongside, a pop song maybe. Sounds like this. yeah, I can just see like a dun, 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 dun. But yeah, I remember you wrote that note by note. Maybe you had the root note melody in your head, and,
I had
there was a lot of harmonies that needed placing.
And then I just added the next layers as if I was writing harmonies. Yeah,
yeah, that's right. I remember you going like that bit and thinking, "Oh, that sounds weird." But then
it's the bottom one that's the weirdest one. Bum bum.
Yeah.
Bum 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 bum.
Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, that.
Bum, 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 bum.
I love that. Very cool. Yeah, that's one of my favorite little touches. You don't really notice it until the end because that's the only time that it gets its own little moment.
Yeah, you're concentrating on other stuff.
Yeah, but it's one of those parts where if you take it out during the whole mix, it feels so empty. Not that we can do that today because it's going to clip. You get it though. Yeah, it's a beautiful little part.
Oh,
here we go.
You got the wheel of death.
Oh, that's full wheel of death.
Oh, okay.
There ain't no stopping my Mac. Actually, no, I speak too soon. There definitely is a lot of ways to stop this Mac. Cool. That's all the pads. That's good. Here we have nice little garage string. Nothing out of the ordinary there. Roy Ayers string.
Oh no.
Oh wow, really doesn't want to play anymore.
Shall I just pretend?
What you just did?
Sounds something like that.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to really help us. I think I look at all these plugins, man.
There's a lot.
It's an insane amount of plugins. I think I just need to go through it and turn off about 5 soothes. Soothe is on here a lot.
It's on most.
Yeah, it's on most things. Yeah. Yeah, this is going to need a restart. Let's go for a little restart. Talk amongst yourselves. Wow, Streamlabs is still just fine. It's crazy, man.
Solid.
Yeah, it's just there's too many plugins on one bus. That's what really gets Logic unhappy, is when you put that many things in a row and you don't save at all to or you don't bounce to audio, sorry. And I really didn't want to bounce to audio of this one because I was really changing stuff right up until we took it to master. It was so much tweaking, getting their vocals really up front, getting the drums punchy enough. They got such soft, sensitive vocals, really airy, but I still wanted the bass, the sub to be massive, the drums to be massive. It was like just a kind of little battleground of trying to get everyone in the right place. And there's a lot of volume automation in this track as well, of things getting out the way at the right time, things coming back in when they need to. Yeah, it was a wicked fun project to finish, but it was a lot of work.
Come on, strings.
We're back here. I'm just gonna delete soothes. Shouts to Soothe. You're a great plugin, but you are not. Let's count how many there are. Right. 1, 2.
There's one on the chorus lead.
3.
There.
Is there one here? 4.
On the one with the most. There's one.
5.
Yeah.
This is definitely gonna help.
6.
Oh my god.
No.
I'll leave you.
7.
I think we could be in there if we've got. Yeah, I mean that's just so much better than it was. Yeah, cool. All right. The only problem we might come into is the sidechain latency might be off, but it's fine. You all know the song. It's out. We're only going to solo it part by part anyway, so we good. Yes, little string note. I've got some fun
soothe on that as well.
Oh Jesus! I'm going to accept that soothe. Yeah, I think actually this project is what killed my last laptop.
Couldn't handle it.
It just could not handle it. Like it was to the point where I hadn't listened to it the whole way through for months when I was mixing it, but I knew it would bounce out fine. It was like I didn't have a cohesive listen until I bounced it out and went in the car or something. It was insane. How much extra DSP do you have of your Apollo Twin? I've got the Apollo 8, so that's already got 4 in it, I think. Let me check. It's a good question. doesn't say any details on there, does it? No. Yeah, it's a lot. 4, 8, 12. 12. So I've got 12 whole DSPs. But that's not what's peaking. You know, we got a decent amount of DSP space in here. It's actually the like, look, here's the bar. We're only actually up to halfway. The UA stuff's fine. It's Logic itself trying to run plugins that's, yeah, it's not happy. It's just like I said, the amount of plugins in a row. Like if you do that, you're an idiot. And I've done it maybe 5 times. So I'm 5 times an idiot for this project. Why don't you use Ableton exclusively? Because we learned Logic. So that's all you need to know. If you learned Ableton, that's fine. Do you feel freezing tracks and audio what's that say? Degradates quality? No, I don't think so. All it's doing is bouncing in place temporarily. So yeah, I've got quite a lot of frozen stuff going on here. No, I haven't noticed that. I hope not. If that is the case, then shit. No, I don't think so.
How do you guys deal with tinnitus?
Just have it and
Don't
live with
get
it.
it. Just don't get it.
Oh, I have it.
Do you?
Yeah, just have it.
Yeah. No, I used to have it. I had it like briefly after certain shows, but it's gone away.
You get like temporary ringing.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I have it all the time, but very mildly. And it actually does come and go depending on how tired I am. I'll get it worse if I'm ill. And if I'm super jet lagged. Yeah, if I'm really tired, I'll notice it more. So, but I actually don't know if that's come from clubs and DJing. I reckon it's come from when I was a kid. I was playing drums with no earplugs since I was 1 year old.
Probably
if
that.
You're just smashing hi-hats and snare drums in your child ears for like months and years. You know, it's kind of dumb.
Yeah, that'll do it.
That'll do it. So, but yeah, the answer is I have it lightly, so it's easy to deal with. I only really notice it if I'm in bed, like just lying there in complete silence. And I actually like to have a fan on anyway, like just so that does it. Quick question: Where do the chorus and rotocab buses go? Straight to master bus? Good question. Can't remember now. Probably not. I have an instrument bus set up. Here's chorus bus. Yeah, it goes to bus 33, which is instruments all. It's under the chat. You can't see it. Bus 33 is where all the instruments go. And then bus 34 is all the vocals. Oh, you just can't quite see it. There you go. There. That's all the vocals. And then this one's all the instruments. As you can see, I've actually done a bit of tweaking there. I like to do that just because in case you want to add a few things at the end. Like, look, I've added like just a bit of pre-limiting on the instrument bus there because it was just needed a tiny bit of reduction before it went into the compressor. So it's getting double limited, the music in this one, because the drums are just so punchy. And then, yeah, the instrument bus has got, the vocal bus has even got a bit of EQ on all the vocals. So I like doing that right at the end because, you know, you come to mastering or whatever and you need, you know, a tweak on, maybe you're listening to the song with a mastering engineer and it's like, oh, the vocals got too much top end, let's take some out. Well, he's only going to be able to take the top end out of the whole song. Whereas, you know, you come back into the project for 5 minutes, you can just fix that on one, and you know where they're all going. It's super fast. I've actually turned the vocals up there as well, boosting 3.6 decibels. I've turned everything up. It must have been coming in a little quiet to mix bus. So, but yeah, all the effects, chorus, rotocab, they all go to the instrument bus. Okay, let's keep going. You guys can keep asking questions as we go. What should we do next? Bass or drums?
Yeah, let's do bass.
Bass. I think I'm missing a plugin here. No, we're not. No, we're good. Here's the bass. Jamie A, instrument bus, including the bass. Instrument bus is just everything, all the music, and then all the vocals. I have drum bus, so it goes like this. All the drums, drum bus goes to instrument bus. All the bass bus goes to instrument bus. All the pads go to instrument bus. Think of it like if you muted that vocal bus, it would be the instrumental. If you muted the instrument bus, it would be the a cappella.
Wait, so even the vocal bus goes to the instrument?
No, they both. Everything ends up in 2 buses.
Yeah.
Instruments, vocals, and then they both go to the master
I think
bus.
that's what they were asking.
Right. Got it. Yeah. And then everything gets summed down to 2 and then summed down to 1. Anyway, back to the bass. Here is the MIDI. Lots of octaves in this bass line, right? It's mostly just kind of going doo doo doo.
Yeah,
doo doo.
just a few sneaky little passing notes. Yeah, it's a much more.
Low, isn't
there's
it?
much more release on this bass than we would normally do, like it because it's
Mm-hmm.
mono, so it just carries on.
There's also 4 basses.
Yeah.
So we can go through those. First up, we got the Tal Juno. What's that one doing? So that's doing like, yeah, like 100 hertz. That's just giving it some harmonics and some warmth. I'll come back to that one. Juno +1, is that an octave? Yeah, so we got 2 octaves in the warm area. They're still pretty subby, but as you can see, they're very quiet. This is doing the majority of the bass. It is a little sub sample that we've made ourselves, I think. Yeah, there it is. So I think we made a cool sounding sub note with some noise on it, like a psst, and that's why I've called it sub bit crush. The idea is, well, you'll hear it. Have a listen. So can you hear the bit crusher moving around? It's going. So you can only really do that with a bit crusher if you bounce it to audio. So then, when you move the note around on the sampler, the bit crusher is going to kind of move with it. That's a nice little trick that we like to do. Probably nix that one off Mount Kimby. James Blake, I think that I heard
One of those.
them doing it back in the early 2010s, and
We've
just
done
liked
that for
it.
a long time. Yeah.
It's cool, yeah, because you just make one really nice sounding note you like, and then you make a whole keyboard out of it. But yeah, that's really good for like noise, vinyl crackle, bit crushers, maybe even like a dink sound. You'll have a nice tone, and then as you pitch it around, you won't have to. Like if you just stuck a normal bit crusher on there, it would just go. Pss, 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 pss. It would have no movement, so it just gives it some nice movement, basically. On that, got Surfer EQ, boosting the warm 100 hertz area and taking out some sub. Taking out even more sub here as well. It's the first note of the entire thing is a low C, which is damn low. Like we never usually go that low. And as you can see, I've done a bit of volume automation on. Well, not automation, but the velocity of these notes is controlling the volume. So red is full volume, and then all the way down to blue is quietest. So that's helping it not jump out too much. If that was full volume, it would be like just way too loud. So that's what's going on there. So that's doing the bulk of everything. And then we've got a bass guitar, which is also a sampler note, which we must have made. Little bass G. Yeah, so I would not usually add as many synths as that around a sub this busy and this massive, but because it's so low, like that C note is so much lower than I would usually want to go. Like I'm usually E flat, and that's as low as I'd want to go. Like we'd consider maybe changing the key of the song, because low C is so low, and you've got to roll off so much bottom end. I've probably done that on this EQ. No, I haven't. I don't know. Well, anyway, the sub is quite low in the mix because and that's why I've added all these octave ups and more 100 hertz so that you can hear the note. Because in the mix, yeah, if I was to mute all those, you're basically only going to feel the bass. You're not going to hear it.
Birthday, just to make sure that you're okay. Would you prefer it if I go?
And I'll add in these as we go now.
Birthday, just to make sure that you're okay.
Big difference. So yeah, combined that it's making a big difference, to a kind of on a perception level. Howard says to me a lot sometimes, I like the part, but I can't actually hear what it's doing. It's getting lost in the mix.
Especially with sub.
Yeah, especially with sub. So you can carve stuff out and you can EQ it and all that sort of thing. But usually adding a bass guitar type sound low level, or adding the octave up Some synths have multiple oscillators. You could just add the octave up low in there. It really helps like the human ear just decipher what's going on.
Something else that hasn't been mentioned that what are they called? Le Boucher has just asked. Sick name.
Le Boucher.
So yeah, they're not all doing sub. Only the one that says sub is actually doing any lows. The others have a low cut on the EQ.
And they're
so
just
that they
very
don't
low
clash.
volume too. Like the volume of these ones is like, see where that's registering there, minus 26 dB. You put the sub in. Yeah, it's not sub. I've just been lazy with my naming. That should just say Juno and Juno, because and then they're all going through a compressor together, the Blue Stripe by Waves CL76. I really like that to glue bass together. It's a really nice, when you've got 4 basses all together, you do need to kind of make them sound as one, and that really does the job nicely. Barely hitting it.
Wait, what is that? What does that do?
It's a compressor, but I'm not really compressing with it, but it's just like one of those, again, almost psychological things. If you've got 4 things, but you want a bass, at some point you need to put them through something, one, to make it sound like at one. It's going to be so subtle, and again, like one of those almost just perception things rather than noticeable difference. It's also why they're going through another bit crusher and decapitator. There's something about bussing in mixing. The important part of bussing, other than workflow and convenience, is to bring things together, especially with drums. You got like 20 microphones or something on a drum kit. The reason you run them all through a tape machine and a single compressor is so they all interact with each other. You want the kick drum to squash the cymbals when it goes off and all that kind of thing. A really good example of that is the first track on Foles' second album, Blue Blood. They like pump the compressor on the bus so hard that you can hear the cymbals of the drum kit going shh, 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 shh. I love that. It's really cool. It just makes it all sound like one, and it makes it sound like something you couldn't achieve in real life as well. Yeah, so this is all just glue. That's the term. Glue in it. So, now all 4 sounds are working together and triggering overdrive and that. Very subtle though, I'm not looking to change the sound. I'm just looking to glue them together. Mute the bus effects, I will do. And in.
Just a bit punchier.
Yeah, punchier, overdrive, warmer. Yeah.
They might have meant the bus sends as well.
Oh, yeah, it's just a bit of chorus and roto again.
Yeah.
And then this is some sidechain. So yeah, so I have got a sidechain set up on this, but it's not really being used. The main thing that's happening with this bass, it's probably easy if I just show you. So instead of sidechaining the volume of the song, of the track, sorry, I'm just sidechaining the low frequencies to dip out. So think of this like a sidechain compressor, but only for the sub. So the reason I'm doing that again is to just get those notes to come through. Everything in this area here, all this good stuff is being let through. The sidechain compressor is only pumping the sub. So if I solo this, that's all that stuff's getting through. Whereas this stuff is all being lost. At least momentarily, yeah. So when the kick drum hits, sub goes away, don't get any clashing, which is what you want in your sub and bass combo. I can play those together. It's a pretty big kick in this tune. Someone said, I don't know what's going on, but it's nice. Blurry crackle. Respect.
All right.
More bus questions. Sorry. Bus, kick bus, snare bus, high bus, percussion bus. That all goes to drum bus or what? No, you don't have a bus for every instrument. For every part of an instrument, you just have each instrument going to a bus. So look, here it is. I've got 2 kicks. they're going to bus 10 is what you're looking for. Bus 10, battery's going bus 10, click, bus 10, bus 10, bus 10, bus 10. So all my drums go to one bus, and that's called the drum bus. And then that bus goes to the instrument bus. So it's like a chain of 3. Yeah, I wouldn't do a hi-hat bus going to a drum bus going to the master. That would be, I mean, you can. Depends what you need to do with your hi-hats. You're doing some expert level hi-hat shit there, man. So yeah, maybe you need to. I don't think I've come across that much. I think last week or the week before when we made Restless, I did do a double drum bus because I wanted some of it to go through that Akai preamp that we pumped the hell out of. Do you remember? And then I added the hi-hat and it was like, oh, it's too dirty. All right, I'll put the hi-hat through a separate route. You know, it just depends what you want to do. But in this case, the drums were, yeah, they just needed to all go through one thing. Okay.
That's an interesting question. Someone's just asked about swing. Do you add swing to individual parts or whole project?
In individual parts. I mean, there's a rough guide for the whole project. I mean, with Logic up here, you know, you've got the ability to choose what stuff gets quantized to as you record it. And you've got the swing here, but I've got it on 16ths, which means I haven't touched it because that's the default. And none of this tune is in 16ths. It's all swung. So we've clearly gone through and we've swung it manually.
I would say generally though, like we'll choose a swing. So say it's like 16D, and then we'll go through and like change certain bits, especially hi-hats. Like we'll like shift one bit here and one bit there and just make it more of a custom thing. So it sounds a bit more real, as if it's been played rather than like a robot playing it.
Is there a way to sidechain low frequencies like you're doing with Pro MB, but only using Logic stock plugins? Let me have a look for you. Expander. I don't know. Someone might know in the chat. I think there is a multi-band compressor that comes with Logic. Yeah, multipressor. Does that have a sidechain feature? No, that's the kind of thing though. You need one of them. A multi-band compressor. Yeah, no, I'm not sure. There's a way you can do it with parallel compression, but that's even more complicated, so I'm not going to go into that. Maybe just... Does the EQ have sidechain? Match EQ? No, that's not Logic. No, I don't know. I have to get back to you on that. Haven't done it before. All right, we covered the bass. Drums. Here's the drums, everyone. Really love those drums. Really, really happy with them. Wouldn't change a thing. Even
I'd say they're my favorite drums on the album.
Really?
I think so. It's either that or Who Knew? The Who Knew garage drums.
They're quite similar as well.
Yeah.
Two-step.
Yeah, both two-steppy drums. I think that's what you're best at, to be honest. I think your two-step drums are your highest level drums.
Thank you very much. Short round of applause there. Okay. Going from the top, I've got quite a few plugins on the output, but nothing... Oh, does that work yet? Hang on, let me check. Yes, that is working. Yeah, nothing like you haven't... Oh, Jesus. Nothing you haven't seen before. Here is the drums with no plugins on the output track. On the drum bus. Dead. Dead sounding.
Yeah.
I mean, I am boosting the gain a lot as well. Let's put the gain back in.
Yeah.
And now the plugins.
Yeah. Oh, so much better.
Yeah, really pleased about how that just
happened.
It
just added a lot of highs, didn't it? There's a lot more.
Yeah, but not just like a straight volume. It's like air, and then they're still being controlled.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
I love all that, man. All right, we'll go through it. I'll turn them off again. Double kick drum on here. Oh. So we got one doing the top end and the punch. Bloody loads of EQ on there. Look at that. Wow, I was on a mission that day. Lots of resonances here I didn't like. Yeah, hear all that? Just that. This part. Didn't like that. Got rid of all of those. Boosting the highs a little bit as well. Just. And then got big kick underneath doing the big old sub. I'm automating the length of big kick throughout this song because there are sections like the intro where I wanted it to be really long when there's no sub. Hear that? Boom, boom.
Yeah, so this is something that we've spoken about before. But like because the song is in C minor, right? So that means that the sub of the C is too low for a kick, really. Like it would just be like the speakers would just be flapping around too much and you wouldn't hear it unless you're in a club or something. So what we normally end up doing is putting it a fifth above that, so at a G roughly, or maybe even lower, and just making it bend. So it's more of like a boom, boom. It's more subtle than that. Instead of just going for the key of the song, which is what we would do if it was in like F, for example. And we do that all the time because it pisses both of us off if a kick is in the wrong note.
Yeah.
You know, if the song is in F and then the kick is on an A or something, it's just really annoying. So yeah, we do that a lot, the bendy kick.
Hats sound amazing. Thanks, guys. We'll get to the hats. Someone said, Jamie A., do percussion effects, vocal chops, everything, shakers, drum bus? Yeah. Every percussive sound on this song, everything is going through the drum bus before it goes to the master.
Anything that's
Does
not
that ever
melodic.
mess up compression? I mean, that's just a song-to-song choice, man. Like I said, with the drum bus, I'm looking to bring it together and glue it together. So I've kept the shakers and everything going through it as well. You'll see once we go through the plugins what's going on with that. Do you keep minus 6 dB of headroom before mastering? Between minus 6 and minus 10. Yeah, I leave a lot of headroom. It really doesn't matter how much, to be honest. As long as you're sending them a really clean WAV between 6 and 10, they'll be happy with that. I've actually done a lot of talking about mastering on a previous stream. Maybe I can't remember which one now, but yeah.
And yeah, white noise goes through that bus as well because it always sounds dope when white noise interacts. The compression of it interacts with all the other drums, like rather than just.
Oh, do you mean the tape hiss and like the
no,
vinyl
like the
right.
or the build up white noise.
Oh, I mean that is something 99% of the time on our tracks. You know, I always have tape hiss and crackle going. I'll send that through the drum bus
that
as well.
Too. Yeah.
I don't know why. I like it going through there because
I
sometimes
like it when it all interacts.
Yeah, exactly. The kick will make the noise go a bit, and you know, it all just makes it sound a bit more old and old school, and it just makes it sound like my favorite records. That's basically what we're trying to do for me, anyway. When I'm mixing a song, I want it to sound new and modern, but also like Al Green.
It's not always the same either. Like sometimes we use tape, sometimes we use vinyl,
or both,
and they're always different ones.
Yeah. There's loads of vinyl on this one. We'll get there.
Yeah.
So you got the kick, long kick, and then in the chorus, short kick. And that's because, there's no sub in the verse, as you can see, but there is sub in the chorus. So another just easy way to stop them clashing, you know, long kick when there's no sub, short kick when there is. Simple. That is the kick drums. There's some compression, there's some EQ. There's not much going on there, guys.
What's the compression?
DBX 160 on that one. DBX 160 on the sub as well. Just touching them, like really not hitting it hard.
Money.
Thank you, everybody. Tramp Boat. Tramp Boat. Respect. 3 Kelvs. Subscribed again. Nice one, bro. Big ups for taking the time to listen to the amount of remixes. Oh, yeah. I did put a shift in there, I must say. So did Howard.
Boat. If you're a tramp, presumably that means like homeless person, and you've got a boat. Doesn't that mean you're not a tramp? Because you've got you can live on a boat.
Yeah.
This is contradictory names, sir. I want an explanation.
Yeah, I need an explanation. Yeah. Okay. Moving on. Actually, we'll go in chronological order. First up is clicks and claps. Let me open the mixer, make sure we're getting everything through here. So that's, I mean, what is that? It's like it says clicks and claps, but it's not. It's like a rim and something else. Okay, so that's a finger click, and then you got like a rim. It's just, it's labeled incorrectly.
It's a nice rim.
Nice old rim. So both of those, and then we combined that with it's a garage snare of some kind as well. Okay, yes, that is like a hand clap sample. So that's just doing the same clap each time. So that would have been how it started, actually. So if I mute these, where is it? These thousands of hand claps. Here's the drums with just programmed, straight up samples, no human hand claps going on at all. Sounds cool, but it sounds very mono and very down the middle. So what we did is recorded a load of hand claps. Look at that. It's a serious stack. And clicks and mouth clicks. It's a lot. Let's have a listen to those. They're all going through a... Oh, here's a good example, Jamie A. So yeah, look, we've got a bus for all the claps, and then that's going to the drum bus. So yeah, that's a bus in a bus, if that makes sense. All these claps here, all those go to this bus here, bus 16, and then bus 16 goes to bus 10. So there you go. Double stage bus. Lot of you know what, they don't sound that nice on their own, and that's because the sample clap is so up front. I wanted that to do the main bulk of the work, and then these ones just add a lot of stereo and add a lot of like texture underneath the main clap. So yeah, they're not the nicest sounding claps we've ever done, but when they're in the mix they do the job. These ones probably make you laugh. Yeah, I'm just going. Oh, that was nice.
Timberland style.
Yeah. Yeah. And then a load of claps. So yeah, they sound all right, but combined with everything we just had up there, sounds great. Cuts right through. Yeah. In headphones, if you're wearing headphones, you'll appreciate what's going on there. Nice. Moving on, we got just hide those. There's a lot of them. Any questions about the claps? Boat of tramps clapping. Someone asked me, so you don't mix in mono? No, never. I'll check it a bit in mono at the end just to make sure there's nothing drastically different, but no, I mean, I kind of have the opinion that I will never listen to this in mono. So why do that? I know there's people who do, but I
guess it's to check the phasing or something.
Yeah,
maybe, yeah.
If I was recording a drum kit, maybe.
Yeah.
But you're not checking microphone phase. You're checking stereo phase, and I mean, it's just not really something you need to worry about making music the way we do. If you're doing lots of hard pan vocals and that kind of stuff for getting the level right, maybe, but I just know the panning well and I trust the visuals, and I don't really ever do it. I do just whack it on maybe towards the end. There's a button on the Apollo you can just press and it monos it. It's probably not true mono. I don't know the difference, to be honest, but nah. I think it was more important when iPhones were still mono, and now even they're stereo.
Yeah.
So there's literally no device in my life that is mono.
Yeah, you never hear stuff mono these days, do you?
No.
Yeah.
It's just not that important. Club PAs are in mono. Not really.
Nah.
Not our one. Anyway, when we play live, it's stereo. Clubs that have like more 360 speakers everywhere might be, but yeah, it's just not. It's not that important, I don't think, guys. I check the bass is in mono. That's important. I check that the sub and the kick, everything below 100 hertz is in mono. You don't want any of that to be stereo. That's the only kind of mono checking that I do. Even with lead vocals, sometimes we'll pan those a little bit or have it on a little, wave going from left to right slightly. Festival PA, they're always in stereo now, man.
Yeah, they have been for ages.
Even with delay towers. Yeah. If you stand right in the middle at front of house, yeah, it's pretty common to be in stereo. Yeah. I thought that as well for a while, and then my sound man was like, "No, it's been like this for ages now."
Yeah, because when we were on stage, we used to pan. When we were talking through mics, we'd pan my vocal my side and Guy's vocal his side, so that you could tell who was talking, because it's not always obvious.
Yeah, and we'd have so many like effects, going shoom, 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 bouncing and ping ponging. Like we wanted to make sure we could do mono. Maybe if it was a really boomy room or something, they'd change to mono. But nah, it's not that important, I don't think, anymore. Moving down, we've got some hats that I've programmed, like MIDI hats. Oh, and a little triangle. Yeah, so those are really backing up the main hat, which I can't remember where this loop's from, I can't remember if it's me playing, because we did do a load of drum recording at a studio in West London called Sleeper Sounds, and I did a whole day of just recording a drum kit. It might be me, or it might be a splice thing, I can't remember, but it's been chopped and reversed, and then I've rebounced it and stuff, so...
I think this is you, actually.
Yeah, it's a while ago. It's a long time ago. I can't remember. It may well be someone else, but yeah, when you combine it with what we're doing there, it's lots different. So you can hear that that triangle is really offbeat. It's going kind of if that's the beat, it's going da 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 da, and I really like that. All those little imperfections. Yeah, that's the top end. And then these are just little white noise sweeps going. Same one to build up. Nice and easy. And then, the breath. We even used this the other day in the Restless remix. That's another splice breath. Reversed, and then I just thought that would sound cool instead of a crash cymbal or just the white noise on its own. I think it adds to their airiness as well. Like both of them have such nice airy R&B voices that it just made sense and softened up the drums a bit. I love like a cracking snare and a nice soft crash over it. That really takes me to the market. Okay, here is all the drums together.
You've got all the plugins off.
I know, man. Going into the API 2500 to begin with. I'll toggle it on and off so you can hear what it's doing. So yeah, just taking a little bit off the kicks and sometimes the claps. Just light compression, not much going on there. Then into the Studer, it's overdrive, tape saturation. Really not much again, because I didn't want to crush these drums, soft, airy female vocals. I don't think you really need it to be sounding like this underneath. It sounds cool on its own, but yeah, in the mix that would be crazy. So that is just gluing it together, then going into the inflator, adding a little bit more saturation. There it is without. Now with. And then tiny bit of EQ. I just thought there was still a bit too much high. What is this? Low mids in the kicks. So I'm just controlling those. And I think I was thinking about doing it for the clap, but I've bypassed it, so that's not even being used. Yeah, just didn't need it. That's just taking away that harmonic. Then we're going into O's. No, we're not. Whatever. Yeah, we are. Ozone 8 needs. Oh, bloody hell. so much serial numbers on the screen then probably. I don't care. Ozone 8 is great. Bit of compression. Not much, just a little bit more compression there. Oh, this is what's taking up all the CPU. Interesting. Okay. I mean, it's not doing much, yeah. And then Spectral Shaper. I can't even remember what this does, but it's happening. Oh, I think it's boosting the sides. It's like mid side. It's just boosting all the signal that's only stereo.
It's a widener, basically.
It's basically widening a bit. Honestly, like this is doing so little. I'm going to leave it off because it's going to crash the computer. Thanks for the free Ozone license, guy. Damn it. Well, whatever. Luckily, I've got a hookup at Isotope, so hopefully Dave will come through with the goods once you've all used up all my codes. There's some EQ on the drums, taking out some lows and even more of this. Yeah, this must have been really bothering me, all these high mids. Just didn't want that in my kick. Here's without. Yeah, and just taking away like the tiniest amount of top end as well, a decibel. And then that is being limited through the Oxford limiter. As you can see, the limiter only kicks in when the kick and clap play together. So it's doing very little. So keeping it nice and clean. Yeah. Higo didn't need to win the contest. Yes, he did, because that is definitely not the right serial for the latest stuff. Yeah. You could just be nice, guys, and just not do that. How about that? Just don't take my serial.
Someone just said Ozone 8 is free anyway. So
is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not even the newest one. Go for it. Go crazy with Ozone 8. And mine's not even working. So yeah, it might not work for you either. That is all of the instruments. Oh, the vinyl we should talk about. That's got some cool things going on. Here it is. So we're just doing some filtering with that, like a bandpass filter. And I think I would have just done that with my mouse, just dragging it around and recording it. Oh, there we go. So yeah, that's definitely a straight Burial ripoff. Yeah. Burial does that all the time. Mm-hmm. I love how it sounds. He wouldn't have done it over a song like this, but yeah, that's like Ghost Hardware and Archangel. It's all over that.
Someone was asking how you made the noise build up and splash.
Well, they're just pure white noise sounds, I think. So I would have just had a synth go pfft,
yeah,
and then just EQ'd it a lot. If you could even do it on Logic. There's a synth, you could just use the ESP. If you open the ESP synth, like one of the stock synths, whoa, it's massive.
Mm-hmm. It's weird.
If you turn down all of the oscillators except for that, the noise one, then you'll have a perfectly good white noise generator. Or in theory, you will. There you go. So you could start with that, loads of release. Take the EQ off, sorry. Yeah, that would do it. It's basically that, just EQ'd a lot. Tape Piss and Crackle are being sidechained by the kick as well, and they are going to the drum bus. And so, yeah, all together, you get that. Yeah, you don't notice them too much except for the intro and outro because they're just on their own, I guess, with the pad. Yeah, it's not happy with me today, this old project. All right, we're done with the drums, we're done with the bass, have we done all the instruments? No, there's a little ARP that comes and goes, especially in the middle 8. It's the ARP Odyssey, but I've frozen it. I'll unfreeze it. and see if it works. Yeah, here's the synth. If anyone wants the beepy settings. It's actually a preset called Curried.
I was pretty sure you selected that and then messed with it, though. It's not just
Probably.
straight up.
Yeah. I do love a good curry, so that makes sense. And that sounds like this. Loads of H delay. Just one note the whole way through.
Tremolo on that.
Yeah, a little bit of tremolo. It's not tremolo though. The tremolo on Logic's confusing because if you have this phase there on 180 or minus 180, it doesn't take volume away, it pans it. So think of it more like the Pan Man, the Sound Toys Pan Man. It's much more like that. Chana Masala type beat, hell yeah. You can just hear it going from left to right. Left, right, yeah. So that's in the middle eight. Is there any more instruments, Howard? I think that's it.
Feel like that's it, yeah.
Nice and simple song in terms of the instrumentation. There's just a lot of layering of each instrument. Mm-hmm. You know, at the end of the day, it's really one pad, like a string section synth and a beep and one sub.
Why have you coloured the ARP on the outro differently to the ARP in the middle of the song?
I don't know. Is it different?
No.
No. I don't think I meant to.
You should really
sort
that
that
out.
out. I mean, it's not even the colour of the track.
It's kind of messed up.
I'll sort it out now.
Yeah.
It should be a light blue, I feel.
Really disappointed.
Or maybe even a light green. Is that better, everyone?
No, that's the same.
If you do this, I can make everything the right colour and name. Yeah, it already was, except for that.
I'm just asking the questions the people want to know.
That's not the same as anything.
It's similar to the thing on the drums. It's not quite the same. You're right.
We're good.
Yeah.
We're good.
All right.
Yeah, we're fine. Yeah, it's not the most ordered coloured project. I don't always sort that out. What did you use Keyscape for? I went through it earlier. It was the plucked sound here. Like the clang, clang. Oh no, that was on the sphere. This thing. It's just doing clunk, clunk, clunk. Cool. Any other questions before we move on to the vocals? Favorite curry preset? Probably, yeah. Chana Masala is really up there. I must say.
I'm just shamelessly a korma kind of guy.
Best curry in London, Dishoom.
Oh yeah, the Black Dal.
Dishoom is amazing.
Yeah.
It's not strictly Indian though, but it is like amazing curry. It's like Iranian. Oh, I forget the mix now.
Yeah,
it's
I
a fusion,
don't know.
but it's bloody good, man. It's so good. And also, Holy Cow is good delivery. Holy Cow.
It's dangerous, man. I live like so near Disham now, and it's so tempting to just go there for like every meal.
It is. Yeah, and since lockdown, they do delivery.
They deliver everywhere.
Yeah,
they deliver to my old house now.
That's dangerous.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous. How do you go about contacting Syd? I think it would just be same as usual. Managers. We told our managers we were a fan. Go find her, please. Yeah, I think we met on the day we wrote the song, so we didn't have like a previous relationship or anything.
Yeah, it's not as complicated as you'd think. It's just like if you know the manager, you email the manager saying, "Can we do a session with Syd?" And they say, "Yeah."
Yeah. yeah. All right, that's a lot of curry chat going on in there now. I'm going to move on because I don't have much time.
Vocal time.
Vocal time. Here is Syd. Syd on the lead vocal on the first verse. Let's have a listen to that. Beautiful vocal.
Oh babe, you've been on my mind. Just an old flame. I left you behind, but all of it any other day. Maybe you'd want me to stay away. I'm just wondering what you would say. Would it be a big mistake?
So yeah, I've got a little bit of volume automation going on there, and a little bit of reverb and delay at the end, and some Echo Boy automation as well, which is just filling in the gaps in between her voice.
Oh, babe, you've been on my mind.
Just to sort of get the delay out the way while she's singing. You could also achieve that by having the delay on a bus and sidechain the bus with her vocal sound. So the volume of her voice would push the delay down and then bring it up. But I've just done it like this. Yeah, there's some other automation I think going on, but
we tuned this a bit as well with Melodyne, but it was not much. It was just touch ups for like the ends of notes and stuff, right?
Yeah. I mean, if that, I don't remember doing that. I think there's been takes that have been moved around.
Yeah, we pretty much comped most of it. I think I remember pushing like 1 or 2 notes, but yeah,
it's sometimes for timing.
Yeah,
to be honest. Here it is with no plugins.
Oh babe, oh babe.
So there's reverb on the actual track, and that's because I think we just accidentally left it on. See that? We just left it on in Pro Tools and we bounced it out with a reverb plugin on, so there's a little bit of reverb going on, but doesn't matter.
Oh babe, oh babe.
So that's going into, oh for God's sake, nothing because it never works. No, it does. This is de-reverb. Oh, there you go. So I knew there was reverb on there and I was like, let's try and take some away.
Oh babe, oh babe.
That, it works pretty well, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's decent.
Yeah, I bypassed that reverb.
Oh babe, oh babe.
Put it back.
Oh babe, oh babe.
Sounds so much drier.
really good that.
Yeah, man. RX is so good. That's one of the things that Higo won in his prize.
Oh, sick.
Enjoy, mate. That's a real useful one, especially if you muck up like we did and leave the reverb on when you bounce it. Going into some EQ, just taking out some low mids. Nothing much.
Oh babe.
Especially that low note, that bit of saturation. This was recorded through
M49.
No, I don't think it was. It was Telefunken. Telefunken into a Neve 1080, whatever it is, 1081, and then Tube Tech. Definitely Tube Tech.
Papa Tube Tech.
Papa Tube Tech.
Shouts to the 738 crew.
Oh babe, oh babe.
I've got it going through a Blue Stripe 1176.
Oh babe, oh babe.
So compressing pretty hard there, and that's to get those mapes the same level as, you know, the main bulk of the vocal. You can just hear the tails fall off without this compressor.
Oh babe, oh babe.
And it's just too pokey and too loud, you know, it's really controlling it. Low ratio of 4, slow attack.
Oh babe, oh babe.
Yeah, that's pretty heavy, I've got to say. That's a lot of compression. It's a flavor of compression that I like, you know. There's engineers who would say that's way too aggressive. Fair enough, but I like compression. I like the sound of it. It sounds powerful and like punchy.
Yeah, and you've gone even further with this one and done volume automation as compression. I
Yeah,
think.
a little bit of volume automation on like, yeah, those exact moments. Even the breath. Or is that a breath or is that a...
You've been on my mind.
Yeah, so I'm boosting the you've been on my mind, just little moments. And here you can see a build up in volume. And again, that's because, you know, the note is falling, so the volume's rising to keep it the same volume.
Oh, if it were any other day, maybe.
Just keeping that day, keeping the nice and loud. So yeah, you can do that manually or both, bit of compression and volume automation. Gem Dopamine, it's doing absolutely nothing. I must have auditioned it and thought it didn't need it. She's got so much air in there already.
Oh babe, oh babe.
Yeah, it's just way too harsh. Didn't need it, so I left it off. Then we're de-essing a little bit.
Oh babe, oh babe. You've been on my mind. Just an old flame.
Yeah, so you see it there on the just.
Just an old flame. Oh.
It's a bit out of sync with the audio, but you get the idea. And then going through the inflator as well.
Oh babe, oh babe.
Just a mono inflator. Always looks weird in mono because I rarely use it in mono, but yeah.
There's some really joke stuff going on about 738.
Yeah, well, so this it's a society, a secret society of cult members. That's it.
Yeah,
Enough
it's not though, is it?
You know, it's currently inactive.
Oh yeah, 738 is no longer
Yeah.
happening. Yeah.
I actually saw the great leader himself,
The leader of 738.
last week. So he's doing well. To all you guys who
He
are
fares well.
interested. Let's just leave it at that. I reckon there'll be like pandemonium on the Discord later.
Oh,
What the hell is-
someone's just giving it
Oh,
up.
for God's sake. Josh, I'll take away your mod. I'm not joking. You don't give away cult secrets like that, man. It's imperative that you
Everyone bless me immediately.
bless you, mate.
Thanks.
Okay.
Oh babe, oh babe.
Then what? So then we got some multi-band EQ going on, dynamic EQ, taking out resonances and low mids.
Oh babe, oh babe.
So it sounds quite aggressive. That's a lot of low mids that have gone
Thanks,
there.
everyone.
Bless you, daddy.
Oh, thanks, kids.
God. Low mid's gone. It sounds a lot, but when in the mix, I think it sounds fine. Kendrick Lamar does that a lot. I think when you really focus in on his vocal on some stuff, especially on Good Kid, Mad City, and Drake does this too. There's hardly any low mids in their vocals. If you soloed the vocal and a cappella, you'd think it sounded a bit like missing something.
Wait, whose vocal?
Kendrick or Drake, they take out
right.
so much low mids on their vocals, but when you've got such a busy bass line and loads of kicks underneath and sine waves there as well, they just get in the way.
Yeah, you don't need that.
You know, if you had all of this going on with those sine waves, it's just going to get annoying and messy. So better to take them all out. Choose what you want to take up that territory. Do you want the synths there or do you want the vocal? The synth was such an important part. I was like, the air and the top end of their vocal is going to carry just fine. So I took out a lot of low mids. And then just some delay, reverb, delay, 2 delays and a reverb.
Oh babe, oh babe. Been on my mind.
Nice bit of plate reverb there. And yeah, you know the drill, guys. Nothing out of the ordinary. Bit of extra reverb, bus 2. Tiny bit of rotocab, tiny bit of chorus. That's it.
Oh babe, oh babe.
That's Syd on the lead. She does a few ad-libs in the middle 8 as well. And she is the one who's singing predominantly in the chorus as well, which we'll go to now. We'll come back for Kehlani next. Here's Kehlani's parts. A lot of plugins here. This is where we could have some CPU problems. Let me see.
Can I call you on your birthday? Just to make sure that you're okay. Would you prefer it if I go ghost and let you go your own way? Can I call you on your birthday?
Guy
Good
loves
one.
a good sniff.
What do you mean?
I think you must have just gone or something.
I didn't even have my foot on the pedal.
You're just sniffing away.
Sniffing away.
You
Maybe I am.
sniffler.
Maybe I am. Actually, yeah, I am. My nose hurts today because I got a COVID test yesterday with the full
way.
up the nose
Oh, really?
thing. Yeah.
You clean?
Oh, I'm clean, baby.
Thank God.
But
Okay.
I didn't have any symptoms or anything. I just needed to get one because, I was going to wait to tell you guys at the end of the stream, but I'm going away on holiday. Finally.
Thank God. Am I right? Am I right, everyone?
I'm going on
Jesus.
holiday on Saturday. I can't wait. I'll tell you about it at the end. But yeah, you have to get one to go anywhere at the moment. So yeah, I'll tell you at the end. Here we go. All the plugins off the... Jesus. All the
Yeesh.
plugins turned off now. This is how it sounded before.
Can I call you on your birthday? Just to make sure that you're okay. Would you prefer it if I go ghost?
So what sticks out to you there, Howard?
I wasn't listening. I was reading the chat. What?
What don't you like about this vocal
Okay.
now? Let's see how I can get it.
Can I call you on your birthday? Just to make sure that you're okay.
There's quite a bit of sub on the b.
Yeah, so there's some rumble in there.
Yeah.
Let me put the plugins back on,
Yeah.
right, and then this is how it should sound.
Can I call you on
Oh,
your birthday?
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I mean, it's just way better like that.
What's wrong with it?
Can I call you on your birthday?
Well, it's less compressed. There's less high end on it. It's less wide sounding.
Cool. Okay, fair enough.
What
I was
else?
hoping you would say the woo. Listen to how much low mids there
Yeah,
are,
yeah,
like
yeah.
the frequency popping up there, like 200.
Can I call you on your birthday?
Oh, yeah.
Just to make sure that you're okay.
Yeah.
Would you prefer it if I go ghost?
So, you know, when you've got a single vocal, it's fine. There's enough low mids there, it'll sound okay.
Can I call you on your birthday?
That sounds kind of natural, but as soon as you get more than one, especially 4, all those low mids add up and you get a hell of a boost of lows. So best to address that quickly. I usually compress first though, so we're doing a little bit of saturation just to glue them all together. This is on the bus, by the way, chorus lead bus. And then, yeah, compressing them all together.
Can I call you on your birthday? Just to make sure that you're okay.
So now they're all nice and glued, but that low mid problem's still there. So I'm using Surfer EQ for this, taking out quite a lot, minus 5 dB on this. This thing is so great. Look what happens as soon as the vocal starts playing.
Can I call you on your birthday? Just to make sure that you're okay.
It's so great because now no matter where the vocal goes, the low mid is going to disappear.
The first time I saw this happening, I was like, that's magic.
It's such a good plugin, man. And it's better than FabFilter for that exact reason. Only for this reason. Like FabFilter is better than this plugin, I think. You can do more with it. But for taking out low mids when the vocal is moving everywhere, it's great. I mean, you could even bounce it out like that, and then just be done with it. You've immediately gotten rid of the low mids without having to do tons of notches or automation. It just does it for you. It's amazing.
Can I call you on your birthday?
I'll take out loads, look.
Just to make sure that you're okay. Would you prefer it if I go ghost?
So fucking clever, man. I love that plugin. So that's on there. Then we're doing some gem dopamine. Oh, we actually are on this one. Boosting some highs.
Can I call you on your birthday? Just to make sure.
Bit of decapitator, overdrive.
Can I call you on your birthday? Just to make sure that you're okay.
Very subtle, just not really doing much. Stereo de-esser. I would usually de-ess individually and then sometimes on the master on the bus as well. So with this stereo link knob, if you have it there at 100%, then it's going to do mono. So whatever happens on the left, it's also going to duck the right. If you have it on 0%, they both work independently. It's like having two de-essers, one on the left, one on the right. So you'll see it move differently here.
Can I?
Wait. If we can play it.
Can I call you on your birthday? Just to make sure that you're okay.
Yeah, so that just lets it, be a bit more natural de-essing. Anything in the chat I should see, Howard? Your chat master?
No, you're good.
We're good. Inflator.
Can I call you on your birthday?
Now we're getting serious. There's the EQ on the chorus vocal.
Can I call you on your birthday?
So I am taking out more low mids here, but only the very bottom. So you can kind of see the vocal start here, and then by the time it gets to the birthday, it's ducking the mid.
Can I call you on your birthday? Just to make sure that you're okay.
Nice. And then same as before, Echo Boy, H delay, reverb. Don't need to see those. Then we're going to we're sending this signal to a bus with little altar boy doing the octave below. We usually re-sing an octave below, but I just kind of like how it sounded, and it's very subtle in the mix.
Yeah.
Can I call you on your birthday?
Where is
Just
it?
to make sure that you're okay. Go ghost.
How can I make it do it? Pre-fade.
Make sure that you're. Can I?
Jesus.
We're just getting non-stop stopped now. Yeah, I'll just forget about that. But yeah, it's doing an octave below. That's all you need to know. Hey, there we go.
Okay. Would you prefer it if I go ghost?
Bam. How do you do your... Did you do panning? Yes. You got 2 going down the middle. So here's the first one. So 2 in mono, but 1 at a much lower volume.
Can I call you on your birthday? Just... Can I call you on your birthday?
And then another one underneath it.
Can I call you on your birthday?
And then 1 each side. Nearly full pan, but not quite.
Can I call you on your birthday?
Let me just mute the little altar boy and you'll be able to hear that clear.
Can I call you on your birthday? Just to make sure that you're...
We're really struggling now. Cool. That's that lead vocal. And you got some beautiful harms underneath it. Did you and Syd come up with these together? Was it like a Were you singing notes at her?
Wait, what harms? Play them?
Birthday. Those ones.
Oh, yeah.
Birthday,
Yeah, no, I wrote these. Yeah.
okay. Go ghost. On way.
My favourite bit's this.
All phone.
That's so dope. She can go really low, man.
She didn't do that.
All phone.
Yeah,
That's
that's
that
pretty
okay.
low considering the
Yeah.
verses. Oh,
Yeah,
babe.
it is, it is. You just went,
Yeah, I know. I don't know what I'm doing. All right, I'm just here. Here's both of them together.
Birthday, just to make sure that you're okay. Would you prefer it if I
Yeah, we're going to struggle now with some CPU issues. There's a lot going on.
can I call you on your birthday? Just to make sure that you're okay.
That's all you're allowed. Wicked. Let's skip to the middle 8 and then we'll come back and do Kehlani and then I got to go.
the people are asking for a chicken stream. Also, Knowledge is in the house.
Sweet.
What's up, Knowledge?
What's up, Knowledge? Middle 8. These are just ooze. Beautifully coloured, I might say.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, that's real
See,
nice.
That's the kind of shit we're looking for.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
These are just copying the chords, right? In the middle 8?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry you're not going to be able to enjoy it. Maybe if I take all of the plugins off the... I'll take this soothe off. Let's see if that helps. Next one.
bit.
Yes. Let's keep it
Here we
going.
go.
Oh, that's my favorite bit.
Mm-hmm.
That's my favorite bit. This little crescendo at the end is so cool. That is her voice. It just sounds a bit pitched. Did we reverse something or did she?
remember.
I think she just went ah, and then we faded each one in.
Is it really?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, yeah, but like each individual.
yeah,
note.
as in
yeah.
once they were in. Oh, they're all frozen. I would have like cut it. I would have cut that section and just done like a fade, which I can't show you now because they're all frozen. I don't want to leave them frozen. That's cool, man. Yeah.
Someone said tips for writing harmonies for noobs. Yeah, so listen to Four Freshmen, Beach Boys, and Take 6. And what I like to do is pick a note that you're hearing someone sing and try and follow their part within what's going on, because they all sing, you know, in unison but with different harmonies. And so if you can try and like start with the top harmony, so the highest note, and just follow exactly what he does, and then listen to the same song again and follow the guy who's singing the harmony below that, and you start to get an idea of like the distances between notes that they tend to pick, because it's not often like it's not always just the chord that you would play like in its normal inversion. Quite a lot of the time they'll split it further apart, so you'll do like, if you're doing C major, you might do like C as the lowest note, and then, you know, C major would be C, E, G, but you might have C as the lowest note and then a G next, an E next, and then a top C or something like that. And the more that you do that and just listen and try and even work them out, you know, try and work out the harmonies on the piano or whatever you play, you start to build an idea of like how they tend to do it. It's very similar to arranging like brass and horn arrangements. So guys that learn to do like big brass bands can often do like a cappella band stuff too.
I love the comment. The Beach Boys are underrated, in my opinion.
No, they're not.
Even though
they're
everyone,
properly rated.
honestly, everyone I know rates Pet Sounds as maybe the greatest album ever made.
yeah, they're sufficiently
Underrated, man.
rated.
Yeah, I think they're absolutely sufficiently rated. They're in the rock and roll.
But you're
Hall of
right, they're
Fame.
still underrated. They should be rated even higher.
Perhaps
Yeah.
maybe not remembered in today's youth would be a better way
These
of putting
damn
it.
kids.
These damn kids don't understand. Yeah, no, they are absolutely appropriately put in their place in history, in my opinion. Yeah, that's the middle 8.
If I called you on your birthday,
A few ad libs here. Oh,
birthday,
well, there was ad libs, but we decided to mute them because they weren't Just didn't need it. Oh no, we put them up there. Yeah, that's what she's singing now. It's basically that. I just moved them. Wicked. Kehlani is up next. If my computer can get through it. Come on, CPU. Here's Kehlani's vocal. Shouts to Kehlani for doing this, man.
Yeah. I ain't even calling for no reconciliation. I just wanna tap in and see how you've been. I waited for an adequate amount.
Sorry, everyone.
Adequate amount of time to give us both some space. I think it's been good for us to stay up out the way, but it can't hurt to check up on an ex, not to flex. But to put the hurt to rest, for maturity to test. So I'm calling to say, are you old?
Your computer's having a tough time today.
It's a hell of a project, man. There's a lot going on. It is money. That's a money verse right there. You got some nice BVs that she just did under the check.
Can't hurt to check up on an ex, not to.
Damn it. Pushing the boundaries of what's possible now with my computer.
Can't hurt to check up on an ex, not to flex, but to put.
Can't even really hear them, but yeah.
Check.
Yeah, it's the same note, just giving it some stereo width. So Kehlani's vocal, was sent over and it was already, I think she definitely recorded through tune because it's got that nice, like, skippy sound to it, but kind of subtle, and I think it totally works for this song. And it had some effects on it. It definitely had compression and some EQ, so I didn't have to do too much. I've taken out all the rumble, obviously, because I didn't know whether that had been done or not, so just in case, I took out the rumble.
Next, not to flex, but to put the hurt to rest.
And then taking out low mids the same as I did with Syd, because once I got it in the tune, I was like, same issue, so much low mids and sub in the music already. I just took it down. A little bit more on the Pro Q. Saturation, because I didn't know how it had been recorded. I'm sure it had gone through a nice preamp and everything, but just in case, I added some more. I assume it was recorded through a tube tech as well, so I stuck to a tube tech and just gave it a bit more.
I just want to tap in and see how you've been. I waited for an adequate.
Not much, between 2 and 4 dB of reduction, so yeah, really not much. I'm using Vocal Ride on this a little bit, pretty sparingly, I think.
I ain't even calling for no reconciliation. I just want to tap in and see how you've been. I waited for an adequate amount.
So, that's just basically automatically doing what I was doing manually with Syd earlier with drawing in the volume automation. I was just like, yeah, I'll just whack that on and it'll do it for me. What else? Bit of gem, tiny bit of highs boosting there, but it was already very airy and nice, so I just didn't need to do much with that.
Quit amount of time to give us both some space. I think it's been.
Yeah, it was a perfectly good amount of air on there already. De-essing a little bit.
I think it's been good for us to stay up out the way, but.
You know what? It's not even taking any away because I think it had already been nicely de-essed, but I put it on just as a safety precaution. And then Oxford Inflator. Is that it? There's BVs,
There's
BVs,
BVs,
there's like
yeah.
tiny BVs going on, but not much.
Birthday.
Can you hear me now? Yeah. I think that was just Logic having an absolute meltdown. Yeah, we're definitely coming to the end of this stream. Oh yeah, it's deeply unhappy.
Oh, you're not back, apparently. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Now you are back.
I can see it there. It's going out.
Okay, good.
What's bad? We still haven't dropped any frames on the stream, but Logic is just having a complete meltdown. Anyway, I think it's, you know what? It's probably because as well, this project's so old. It was probably started on Logic 9 or an extremely early version of 10, and we're so many updates since then. It's just not running as smoothly as some of the other ones on the album. Yeah, I think all you said, all I said that you missed was ad libs. We made a few of new ad libs using Melodyne where we've moved them around a bit and changed them to fit the chord at the time, because she did so many wicked ad libs, but we wanted them in different places to when they were done. Other than that, it's the same exact chain as her lead on those ad libs. Yeah, it's really nice how she kind of they have a conversation. It goes Syd, Kehlani, Syd, Kehlani, Kehlani, Syd, Kehlani. Nice back and forth, very Brandy Monica type thing. Cool. I don't know how I'm going to show you guys the master chain, because it will just crash like 100%. So I'll just show you the plugins. It's my usual. It's the SSL, same exact setting I always use. See if I can blast it quick.
Just to make sure that you're up.
I mean, I didn't hear that. Did you?
Just to make sure that you're
Hey.
up.
Yeah, mate, this isn't going to happen, but you got the SSL, G-Bus compressor, and then you've got the Studer, a little bit of tape saturation. Maybe if I just loop the end, it'll work, because there's no vocals there. Yeah, then that's going into the Drama, which is a multi-band compressor, as you all know. Yeah, see previous streams for more details on this, guys.
Another thing. So about Kehlani's vocal, people are asking about the tune on it.
I don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. We didn't do that. Someone her end must have done it. So I don't know if it's auto-tune or if it's Melodyne. But if we ever do use anything, we only ever use Melodyne. We don't do auto-tune. And we try not to use Melodyne, to be honest. We just do more takes. We just make them sing better. But when it's used stylistically, like what Kehlani's done, it's really cool. Like,
yeah,
it's part of her
Kehlani's she's
sound.
probably singing through tune as she's recording, because it's the sound. It's part of the sound. It's not like she needs it. It's a, like you said, a stylistic choice, and that's just what was in the WAV when we got it. So sounded great. Left it that way. Bit of Saturn, another inflator on the output. Going into the red nicely, but in a tasty way. There would have been a soothe here, but I've taken it off because of the CPU being all crazy. And then I've actually done quite a lot of EQ for a master out, but again, I would have bypassed this before sending it to master, and we would have done this in mastering on a really nice vintage like EQ fancy thing. So yeah, it's not much. It's like 1.8 dB boost in the high mids, taking out some top, and then pulling down the bass, which we probably ended up not doing, to be honest. Yeah, don't take away bass, ever. There's no point. Yeah, it's coming in a bit hotter than usual, and that's because the Soothe's missing. Soothe would have taken out some volume as well there. Yeah, still nicely in the green, though. Just a bit hotter than I would usually go. I think that's it. Thanks a lot, everyone. Time is it? 6:30. Time for a 5-minute little goodbye questions. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to tell you guys. So I'm going away on Saturday. I'm going on holiday.
Get the fork out of here.
Oh, okay. Sorry, man. I'm going on holiday to. I'm not going to tell anyone where I'm going. I want to be off the grid. I'm going for 2 weeks, so no Twitch for 2 weeks, I'm afraid, people. There's probably a sound effect for that. Yeah, no Twitch for 2 weeks. I mean, look, I'm taking a lot of studio gear with me. If the Wi-Fi is good where I'm going, maybe I'll set up in my room or on the beach or something crazy and do some kind of little beat-making thing on the beach. I don't know. I'll have to see about that, but I will keep you informed on the Discord. But yeah, I'm off, man. I'm burnt out. I need a break.
Yeah, I'm getting out of London.
You're getting out of London. I'm getting out of the UK. So, but yeah, thanks everyone. It's been a really fun couple of months, like launching the album with you guys, breaking down the songs like this, the remix competition. It's all been amazing. Like we're coming up to nearly 20,000 followers on Twitch now, and the Discord's filling up nicely. You guys are all dope, and the quality of just the general community, I think, is just, I'm so happy with how it's turning out. I can't even remember the last time like a troll just appeared. We just don't get them.
We just got mods that are too good.
We got great mods and a bunch of people who want to learn how to make tunes, which is amazing. So big up to you. Thanks to everyone for subscribing. Join the Discord if you haven't. Excuse me. Link will be posted there. I'll probably do a couple of updates on the record bag playlist while I'm away. Other than that, though, I'm off. I'm off to Grid. Enjoy the album. Peace out, everyone. See you very soon.
We better rap again. We better rap again. We better rap again. We better rap again. We gotta love again. We gotta love again. We bought about it and then. We bought it on day, boom day. Ooh, about that what people mean. Ah, we bought it on day, boom day. We will in love again. We gotta love again. Fly away. We gotta fly away. Someway. We gotta love again. Put it up,